Hello and welcome. My name is Annika. I'm the founder here at MummyMadeThis, a company I founded to inspire creative play in children, but also to build a community of like-minded parents to help each other out on this journey that we call parenting, especially if we're all far-flung across the world and we don't have that sort of family support and that village to lean on. So we've got to create our own community, right? The thing I want to talk to you about today and share with you today is what not to do for your children. Well, that's not what I've called it. Not doing things for your children. So, for those of you who know me, I really struggle with this one. I do lots of things for my children. Often it's just quicker to just, I don't know, tie their shoelaces or get them dressed or whatever. For them, as I say, because it's quicker, because I'm rushing out the door, because I just want it done a certain way sometimes. um, and it's been something that I've been working on to just stop doing some of that and allowing them to do things in their own time, their own space, in their own way. Um, for those of you who know about the respectful parenting ethos and methodology, you will have heard all about this principle of working with your child, right, and fostering teamwork and independence as part of that, and I guess allowing them to do things for themselves is a big part of that. What does that actually mean though in practice, right? And what does that look like in a real family? So today I want to share with you a couple of examples of what that looks like in practice for me and my family, and where I've been working on myself and not on my kids necessarily, but yeah, where we've been working together to figure out a better way. So in our house, we had a phase, and still now sometimes, where it was pretty much just my husband and I doing all the chores. So emptying the dishwasher and setting the table and clearing the table and then hanging up the washing and putting all the washing away, and never ending, as all families will acknowledge and be able to probably resonate with. So this was getting really quite tough, in the sense that we were bored of doing all of this stuff all the time for everybody, and actually it took us away from doing nice fun things as a family, but also just one-on-one with each other, or with the kids, and it was starting to feel really unfair, especially as the kids were getting older, and actually they are capable of putting their clothes away or helping to set the table, or clearing the table, right? So we started off with a bit of a list of all the chores that we thought the children were capable of doing, and the main things on there were, set the table, clear the table, feed your gerbils. What else was on there? Put away your clothes. It was for the older children. Brush your teeth in the morning and get ready for school. So a variety, maybe 10, 15 things that they were able to do. And then it was up to them to tick off as many of those as they could each day. And originally, then they would get, that would be able to be added on. The more ticks they did, that would be able to be added on to their pocket money, as an accomplishment and as a thank you, I guess. And that worked really, really well at the beginning, especially for my middle one. Actually, she thrives, I think, on order and being really clear on what is expected of her, and being able to then adhere to that. So she would make her bed, and it was, yeah, she really enjoyed it, I think, and enjoyed ticking off those things. And my little one, I think for him it was more the ticks, and then being able to top up his pocket money to go then at the weekends to buy himself, I don't know, some football cards or whatever he's into. Um, for my eldest, it wasn't that effective. I don't think he was that bothered by actually doing some of those chores. But interestingly, when the list, it sort of fizzled out after a while, we didn't the list they weren't doing the ticks anymore. They were still doing the tasks, but weren't doing the ticks or the pocket money bit anymore. And it was interesting that it shifted then into, actually it's fun to work as a team, and that's the bit that seemed to give them that um, satisfaction. So now when I say, come on guys, it's like, can you set the table please? Not always, but often they will quite happily set the table, and we will work together to clear the table afterwards, and it's not questioned as it used to be as much anymore, and it feels very much more that it's a joint responsibility, and that they've understood that, And yeah, it just feels genuinely better and more fun to do these things together rather than me getting frustrated and just doing it for everybody, or my husband getting frustrated and doing it for everybody. So that was one thing. Maybe start with a chart and then see if that tips over into just the sense of feeling useful, makes them want to do it. The second example I want to share is me helping my children tidy their room. So I really love tidy rooms and I really love organizing them to the nth degree. But I'm not talking about that here. What I'm talking about is literally at the end of the week or the end of the day or however often you help your children tidy their rooms. Um, is putting the clothes away, the toys that have been pulled out that day away, and making the room a little bit calmer so that bedtime can be calmer as well. And I have found that still often I will just get on and put the stuff away and just do it because it's quicker, just dump all the cards in the box. And the other day, my sister, who is a child psychologist, was wonderful with not only my three children, but her three children as well. And they'd built massive dens in the grandparents' house. And she managed to really calmly but firmly help all six children to tidy. And for a while, it was like, oh, yeah, I'll come back in a minute. Like she didn't. The children was like, they'd like wander off. But she just stuck at it and like, no, no, we're tidying now. Come on, let's do it together. I can help. And she would do a little bit and start them off, and then they would get into it and like get on with it. Um, and it was wonderful to see as an outsider nearly. Just it was non-negotiable, as in everybody was going to help, but it was really calm and peaceful and happy and fun, and they were working together, her with the children, certainly not, and there was no telling off or no shouting or any of that. It was firm but loving, and they worked together as a team, and it's made me really want to do more of that with my kids, because I think it makes a big, big difference when they learn to take responsibility for the mess that they make, and that they can make mess, no problem, but then that they just have to tidy it away. And when you've finished with one toy, tidy it away and then start the next one and not pull out everything um, all at once. That was the second one. And then the third one is little jobs, right, that they should and can do for themselves, and that I certainly am tempted to still do for them. So, for example, buttering their toast. In the mornings when we're rushing, it's just easier for me to butter it. But when I manage to resist that and allow them to do that, unless, of course, they're struggling so much, they'll go, oh, Mummy, can you just help me? Fine, then I might get them started, or I'll show them again, remind them how to do it. Um, but that sense of empowering them, I think, is so much more meaningful and powerful in the long run, certainly, than just doing it for them and actually maybe making them feel um, useless at certain things, right? By letting them, by resisting to rescue and jump in and letting them actually do it for themselves. I've certainly noticed in all of them, but my middle one again, very much she loves that so much that she will even say to me now, Mummy, no, 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 don't come into my room, no, no, just leave me, and then she will get dressed or whatever, and then present it as a surprise, because you can see all over her face that sense of accomplishment and yeah, just pride in being able to do it for herself, right? And I guess that goes throughout their lives, right? When they were little babies or toddlers and doing puzzles, yes, we could have just rescued and jumped in and done the puzzle pieces for them because, of course, we know how to do the puzzle, but that would have totally missed the point of playing with them and watching them and encouraging them to find the solution for themselves, right? Same with reading. The other day, my youngest, who's learning to read, I was getting really tempted to just help him with certain words and tell him what the words means, and he got very quickly quite frustrated. No, no, Mummy, just let me do it. And you're like, oh yeah, of course, sorry. Um, and same with my tween now. When he comes back from school and tells me that he's had a tricky day or whatever, my temptation is often to jump in and go, oh well, you should deal with it like this. And actually, that tends to shut him down. Whereas if I resist that urge and just say, "Oh, yeah, that sounds really tricky, actually. What do you think you're going to do about it?" and allow that space for him to explore that with me. And if he gets stuck, I can always still offer advice if he wants it. But often he doesn't want it, and the solution is right there within him in all of them. And they just need that permission nearly to uncover that solution and own it and then figure it out for themselves. And that's, I think, far more rewarding than me doing it for them. Anyway, that is my thought for the day today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you soon.